This is the breakfast mix on Radio Fry Fry
Radio Fry Fry. Do you know what listeners love about our station? It's everything. So we're now in Freetown, Bow, McKinney, Connaught, and Kenema, reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone, and now we push beyond the boundaries. We are going visual. We are now your official visual radio station, starting on the 3rd of January 2022 with the breakfast show 9 to 11 a.m. with the beautiful camera and the elegant Brigitte. 10 the drive, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. with the one and only Alusine and Ibrahim. And for your little ones, the bedtime stories at 8 o'clock. We love you too much at Radio Fry Fry 2022. We go visual.
You talk, we listen on Fry Fry Radio. .1 FM.
You know what listeners like about our station? It's everything! Radio Fry Fry. You know what listeners like about our station? It's everything! Radio Fry Fry.
Sarah Kamara.
Yes, and this morning you are joining us on the Breakfast Mix show. Every morning we're here, Mondays to Saturdays, 9 a.m. till 11 a.m., having, reality talk. Real talk, about everyday problems, issues, trying to help you to find solutions to those, and then giving you an opportunity to express yourself, because it's important to express yourself. And today's topic, very, very interesting.
Very interesting.
Yesterday was about courage, right?
Right.
Taking that first time you stood up for yourself.
Yeah.
And today, it's going down a bit. Going down a bit.
Kind of. But at least before you pick the courage for, stand up for yourself, first of all, you need to acknowledge that, okay, I don't make a mistake, or what is the disappointment that you are, dealing with or stuff. And I feel like these are emotions that are meant to be felt. Yeah. And every single person, they make mistakes. So I think that's why this program is important, because we don't talk about anything.
Everything. Everything.
Yeah, so people say, when they listen out there, go say, so this is not to me one. Mm-hmm. And, go pick courage and learn from you, waiting you do it, waiting you get for tell yourself, and how the process where you go pick yourself up and continue for move forward.
Indeed. And if you want to join us on the show today, you can call us on 088-971-971, 088-971-971. You can text us, WhatsApp us, call us, Facebook us, put a message under our live stream. You can check us out on Facebook. Right. All you have to do is just type Radio Fry Fry, and you'll be seeing both of us live.
Yeah, we are in the studios right now, looking cute.
Yeah,
as well.
Today's Wednesday,
and ladies' night.
Indeed, and today's topic is first big mistake and your first disappointment.
Right.
I mean, they go hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you make a mistake. Oh, we're getting a flash.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy you said that.
We want to call. We want you to call. We're getting the call again.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay. I think this person is struggle for Yeriwi or we Yeriam.
Yes.
Either way, but if we continue for try for call.
Mm-hmm. So first big mistake, first disappointment. Usually they go hand in hand.
Right.
Because when you make a mistake, then you get disappointed.
Right.
Or maybe someone disappoints you through a big mistake. So they go hand in hand.
Still the flash
yes, with each other. So you can call us on 088-971-971 to be part of the show, the discussion today. We want to hear your thoughts. It's all about you today. Tell us the first time that you made a very big mistake and you thought to yourself, like, oh my goodness, I think I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have said that, or
Right.
I wish I had done differently. You know, that regret that you get.
Right.
And then disappointment. Maybe you expected something from somebody.
It didn't
and
happen.
It didn't happen. Or maybe you expected something from yourself.
Right.
In terms of like your values. And then you went the complete opposite way to what you actually value. Sometimes that happens, you know.
Right.
We all have different experiences. So feel free to call us on 088-971-971. We're going to go on a music break. And when we come back, we're going to be taking your calls and your messages.
Yeah! Radio Fry Fry. Do you know what listeners love about our station? It's everything. So we're now in Freetown. Bo, McKinney, Connor, and Kenema, reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone, and now we push beyond the boundaries. We are going visual. We are now your official visual radio station, starting on the 3rd of January 2022 with The Breakfast Show, 9 to 11 a.m. with the beautiful camera and the elegant Brigitte. Then The Drive, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. with the one and only Alusine and Ibrahim. And for your little ones, the bedtime stories at 8 o'clock. We love you too much at Radio Fry Fry 2022. We go visual.
Yo, talk, we listen on Fry Fry Radio.
Hi, I wanna live a life where past a million, where reach a billion, where reach a trillion. Hi, I wanna live a life where past a million, where reach a billion, where reach a trillion. Father, I wanna live a life, oh Father, I wanna live a life, oh Father, I wanna live a life, oh Father, I wanna live a life. From the dungeon you picking me, make me a better man, better man. No one can do it like you love. From the dungeon you picking me, make me a better man. No one can do it like you love. Now let me say I'm not gonna make her. Now let me say I'm not gonna reach it. Now let me say I'm not gonna make her. Now let me say I'm not gonna reach it. Now let me say I'm not gonna make her. Now let me say I'm not gonna reach it.
God don't bless me. Ketegbe, see how they dance now. Di matele, kuruma sapa, na indo es me. But do ya tell me, who da go molest me?
I wanna live a life with past a million, where reach a billion, where reach a trillion. I wanna live a life with past a million, where reach a billion, where reach a trillion. I wanna live a life, I wanna live a life, I wanna live a life, I wanna live a life. I wanna live a life. I wanna live a life. I wanna live a life.
Master Grace on the mix.
Mellow.
I'm a champion. Yeah. Only the strongest survive inside the jungle. See me now. I'm a champion. I'm never looking back. I keep on pushing on. Yeah. like a champion. Whenever I fall down, I pick myself back up. I'm moving on like a champion. A winner never quits, I'm never giving up. I give my all like a champion. I'm never looking back, I keep on pushing on. I'm moving on, yeah. A true champion is in me, true champion is in me.
It's the BOWA, it's been a minute though. It's going through it, so it took me a miracle. That's why anything I do is spiritual. Niggas stop talking about I ain't lyrical. How many times they say I no go reach it? And when I reached it, they say I teached it. And when I teached it, they say I preached it. And I done back for big time and reached it. Now the end of you to see what the saga. What the team get the girl from the tranga. I wanna stay alive, you to say banga. Where I'm back, look at me, tranga. But I'm a champion, what can be done? Keep praying one day, he'll answer them. I don't dance with nobody, but I dance with them. Yeah, cause he turned me to a champion.
I'm a champion. I'm never looking back, I keep on pushing on. Yeah, like a champion. Whenever I fall down, I pick myself back up. I'm moving on like a champion. A winner never quits, I'm never giving up. I give my all like a champion. I'm never looking back, I keep on pushing on. I'm moving on, yeah.
Many elsewhere, I done been through it. At least from my perspective, when I dissected the issue, it's my God that I neglected. Even though I may sound smart and eclectic, I miss him. So my mission is to find him, pay whatever admission. Take away the pain, make a holy addition. Take away the money, give me only ambition. Fertilize the soil, clean my body, turn me to a spirit. I don't see nobody. It's a murder going on, but I don't see nobody. I'm killing this beat when I call somebody. Yeah, I'm a champion. What can't be done? Keep praying one day he'll answer them. I don't dance with nobody, but I dance with him. Yeah, cause he turned me to a champion.
I'm a champion. I'm never looking back, I keep on pushing on. Yeah, like a champion. Whenever I fall down, I pick myself back up. I'm moving on like a champion. A winner never quits, I'm never giving up. I give my all like a champion. I'm never looking back, I'm never giving up. I'm moving on, yeah. A true champion is in me. True champion is a winner. I'm on the mix.
Yeah, Mix Plus. Now there's free data in the mix for you, plus voice and SMS. Get free 45 megabytes, 150 SMS, and 3 minutes talk time daily for 1,990 leons. 110 megabytes, 250 SMS, and 5 minutes talk time daily for 2,990 leons only. Dial *99 hash to choose from your preferred official Ya Mix Plus bundle. Ya Mix Plus. We mix it. You use it. Terms and conditions apply. To know more, call 111.
AfroCell, Norway Network.
This is the Breakfast Mix on Radio Fry 97.1 FM.
You know what listeners like about our station? It's everything. Radio Fry. You know what listeners like about our station? It's everything. Radio Fry Fry.
To Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. as we engage in everyday reality conversations. And of course, today's topic is first big disappointment or first big mistake that you made. So you can call us on 088-971-971 and be part of the conversation. Today we need to talk Boko, trust me. Because me don't realize some people when they call, it's because they forget to them for call because just they go on like, oh God, I like how they sound on radio, I like their voice, you know. And by the time I say for call now, time can on done. I tell they see the call and they come in. But today you one for you from your own perspective.
Indeed.
So once again, the number now 088-971-971. If you not get enough credit for cross call, you can call me on WhatsApp as well. Or you can send me your message and of course we'll go read them. We did live right now on Facebook at Radio Fry Fry. All you need for doing now for join we and join we live. You can leave your comment on that we live chat, or you can send me a direct message on Messenger and be rest assured that say we go read them out. And as we wait for your call, we get some tips them, but like I say, we need to talk about tips. Or you get something for say, like you get Boku for say today?
I don't get Boku for talk today.
No. Today one for you from Una.
Indeed. And for encouragement for today's discussion, I want to read from John 14:27 that says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid." So it's just a word of encouragement. I mean, we all make mistakes, right?
Yeah, we all do.
We all have disappointments in life. And people usually ask the question like, does God allow us to make mistakes? And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
He does. And you mentioned it yesterday, which is God allows us to make mistakes because he made us in his image.
Right.
And he made us to be like him. And one of the essential characteristics is the existence of free will that he gave to us.
Right.
And so we have the ability to choose what we want to do,
Right.
whether we follow him or we don't, or we do good or we do bad. So it's based on those things that now disappointment or mistakes will come about.
Right.
But God allows you to make those mistakes so you can grow as well.
Yeah.
It's all part of free will. If he forced us to do certain things, then we would say he's just telling us what to do, right?
Exactly.
But he allowed us to have free will to do what we wish.
And of
do.
course, I can say God is a forgiving God. And for me, if you look at it from the Islam perspective, then say you're allowed to make a mistake 70 times 7.
Yeah.
And God will forgive you for all that. So it doesn't matter. Some people can say, oh, I don't do this, I don't do this, but God will forgive me. That's why he's called the merciful God.
Yeah.
As long as he come with him in complete surrender, remorseful, and ask him, say, God, I'm not going to do this thing again. And the key thing is you have to remember that you are allowed to make mistake.
Yeah, it's human.
Yeah, it's human and you can be forgiven for it. But the thing is, you cannot do this. Ask for forgiveness. God forgive you.
And then
you go back.
Yes.
You go do them. So that means, okay, I would do this, and then of course God will forgive me, but I go do them back. But that's where they say God draw the line.
Yeah.
That's where God draw the line. Like you can do something. Mistake is something that is not intentional. It's not planned. But you're not gonna do mistake. You ask for forgiveness, then forgive you, then you go back. You just start like if you curse you mama or something, or let's say you curse the person.
And you say,
then,
no mistake.
Oh, no mistake. I don't mean none of that. And then after back, you come back, you can. The person said, nah. No, not a mistake.
Second mistake.
No.
And the Bible also says the same same thing actually.
Yeah.
It says somebody asked the question, if my neighbor does something to me, how many times should I forgive them?
Yeah.
And the response given was 70 times 7. So say they can't reach
It
that.
does, like you are allowed to be free and make those mistakes, but just make sure say you not repeat them again. And some people where then can get some kind of disappointment. When you talk about disappointment, some people like can just give up on life totally.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, like God, so I'm saying God not like me, blah blah blah. God don't forsake me. You know the thing, but and again, let me look at the life of Christ. Yeah, he's literally God. He's like the Son of God, and he was sent. And even at that, he was tested and tested and tested, not just by God, but
By
the
us.
devil, by us the people,
Yeah.
over and over and over again. At a certain point, even go lean and cry to God and say, is this like,
Is this it?
is this it? Is this really it? And God was like, yeah. So if the Son of God can be tested, who are you?
I'm telling. Who are you?
Exactly. So who are you for all of a sudden just one thing where you go through in life and be like, oh, this is it. Maybe life done. No. These are things that we have to go through as humans. And it's just like, okay, let pick myself up. Let continue. Let put me faith in God.
Yeah.
And I know having a faith in God, especially when you deal with something so traumatic, so hard, where you feel like the one whole world get against you. Now something where it can be very, very difficult. Me, I'm not like I've been there. At a certain point, I look and I'm like, it like so God not even care about me. That's what that was when I went on Google and I Googled how many like amount of people that the one who war. And I'm like, so 7 billion or so or something. I'm like,
Yes.
yeah. I'm just a tiny speck. So God is not even paying attention to me. No wonder these things are happening to me. But then I realized that we are his creation. If God, like you look at the ant where it be say it's small. And God will provide a source of livelihood every day. What about you, human, that is so big that
Exactly.
you occupy space and you have a soul and
Yeah.
you're made in his image. So you know you need, and all you need for do now for draw close to and put your
Yeah.
problem to him and just have faith and things will start working out. But people like if you say in a way, God come out directly up and come and say, you know what, come now, I owe you. But yeah, like how we there. So
Yes, indeed. So we want to start with some of the tips them.
right.
We get 7 ways for let you regain your self-worth after somebody don't disappoint you or you don't disappoint yourself. Anyone. And one of the first thing we then say if you just accept waiting don't happen.
Right.
So the first step for let you get over self-shame. Now for just simply accept say this went wrong. Because we will not they accept and they cause problem. Or you want to put blame on somebody. Say, oh, not to me now because of this person.
Right.
But even if now through somebody else, you for accept, say, you know, it's in this don't happen.
Yeah.
Just like, you know what we talk about January 6th, the Civil War, and we'll be they try for help people and for heal.
Right.
And part of healing is acceptance.
Yeah.
Because you're not able to heal if you not accept, say, yes, this happened
Right.
and it wasn't my fault.
Right.
Even for people where they go through abuse or torture or whatever it is because of someone else's own free will.
Right.
We have examples like Oprah,
Right.
where be they grow in one of your family member, I don't know Usman, and be they abuse
I think it was
him.
an uncle.
Yes, but he reach a stage where he accepts, say, okay, my own story, not to like everyone else in your story, and not to something way normal either. And he accepts, say, okay, yes, this person did damage me, it did hurt me, but if I know heal from this, I know they able move forward.
Right.
And now he able heal and move forward, and now they help thousands, millions of people around the world.
Right.
Because of that strong faith we get, the strong acceptance and the belief that no, I'll help other people not to go through the same problem. So one of the first steps now for let you just accept
Yeah.
waiting don't happen. The second step, say you for treat yourself like a friend. You know, for be enemy to yourself, then can say frenemy.
Frenemy.
Don't be a frenemy to yourself.
Right.
So basically, you be a friend to yourself. Don't think too badly of yourself or put yourself down because it really doesn't help.
Right.
And a third thing is recognize your big expectations. Because sometimes, you know, they get expectations them, right?
Right.
And then we're not able to fulfill those
Right.
expectations. And then they cause problems.
Especially, I think this one is very like because we're in the first month of January, and it's during this period where people have this during December people have this New Year's resolution, 2022. This is what I want to do. 2021, everybody they make them right, and as a result, we tend so we get this big expectation. Man can say, okay, like me last year, I told myself that I'm gonna buy a car in 2021, but then again, I looked at my earning, and 2021 was coming to an end. I was like. I just looked back and at all the things what I don't achieve in 2021. I'm like, whoa. These are things that I wrote down, but these are what I achieved. Man,
Bigger.
I did good. So I'm like,
Way bigger than a car.
Way bigger than a car. So I'm good. But some people now can just focus on waiting they're not able to do.
Yes.
It be like, okay, now this you say, they tell you say, this you say, waiting. Because you're not able to do that day, that's when the disappointment comes, and that's when they begin that self-loathing, be like, oh, I'm not enough. Look, this person did this person able to do it, but you don't know. Probably that person self for you they watch to say, don't do this. Instead of getting your own disappointment, what you like focus on. So recognize your big expectation and
yes. Know also that you most likely might fail. But there's nothing wrong with dreaming big, you know. Then it say you for distract yourself in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Don't feel disappointed, and it says you for use natural means for cheer yourself up.
Yeah.
So if you like for dance, go dance.
Yeah, okay,
if
so
you like party there,
me eat boku.
Me
eat boku.
Me if you cook me sweet food, okay. I'm a foodie. I love food.
me chair food. I feel like they need to make me noodles ambassador. I deserve to
I think I'll be the second one. I mean, this is our friendship. We're very similar.
We are very similar.
I'm telling you.
They need to make me a noodles ambassador, because when I'm having a horrible day, I could just sit outside and sit down. My member say, noodles, they're not us. So it's okay. When I reach, I'll make the noodles, go sit down, and they watch film and eat the noodles are going to make all I'm back. As I don't, I sleep off. By the time I wake, I'm feeling good about myself. So fine, in a healthy way.
Yes.
In a healthy way, though.
Indeed. And another way to distract yourself now for experience the world around you.
Yeah.
And it'll help you for remember that it wasn't the end of the world, whatever the mistake or the disappointment was. There are other things bigger than you. Like you said, you wrote down some of your expectations, right?
Right.
But then when the year passed, you realize, say, it's in some of the things that I've been right, yes, they've been big.
Right.
But waiting I achieved big past, waiting I've been all right already.
Thank you.
So all those will cheer you up. And then another tip is ask yourself the right question. Did I give myself enough time? I give myself necessary time for like prep.
Good.
I've been set boundaries. I've been asked for help. So if you not ask the right questions as well, they will learn from your failures then.
Right.
So the first major lesson for let you move on, heal and learn from something. Now for ask the right questions, whether you did the right thing or not. And then also adjust for next time. Because it get for happen over and over again.
Exactly.
Disappointment will always be there. Mistake when I'm what a man will get for the make mistake, big mistake them.
Right.
It's just that we try our conscious ways of trying not to do the same thing over and over again.
Right.
And then the last tip is realize this is all just because you care.
Right.
So if you not being care, you not go feel disappointed. You not go feel like say you don't make a mistake. That means that you get some sort of a conscience where they tell you, say, no, I don't do this, I don't do that. So it's a good thing. It'll make you realize, say, that you actually do care. And then it says the thing about being disappointed is that it reveals what you actually care about.
Right.
Yeah. So it also to help you for pick out what really matter to you. Because not all things that upset you.
No.
Waiting to upset me, not go upset you. Waiting to upset Camry, not go upset me.
Absolutely.
So we all get we own different ways. So those are some of the tips for help you.
Yeah, especially if, when it comes to relationship. Because yesterday we discussed divorces, and sometimes after divorce, people could feel like they are a big disappointment, not just to themselves, family, but to society at large. So they can go through this process where they beat themselves down, cry themselves down. And even yesterday, I was like, when I got home, I go lock myself in a room because yesterday was a horrible day for me. I was mourning the death of my pet. So I was locked up in my room, and this woman came. I mean, my mom was dishing out advice to her, and she was like, somebody will really, really be fat. But by the time my mother go away, I think, was it 2020? A man go different ways, and a man married somebody else. And since then, she has been beating herself up. And she has lost so much weight that even me, she's skinnier than me.
Wow.
And my mom saw her. My mom was like, nah, this is not.
Wrong.
Yeah, something is wrong. And my mom called her in the living room. So I met them there. So I just walk and go, but all my attention be day. And she was like talking to her. It was like, oh, that man, he do me this. Like she was so focused on the pain and how she feels like she gave years and years and years of her life, and now she doesn't know how to pick up the pieces, how to go on with her life. And one thing my mom said was like, what about the life that you want for yourself? So you want to say, let me say, I'm going to say you're old now. And she's like, oh, I'm 31. So if God said you for lived until 50 years, You want to tell me, say you did spend all this rest of years mourning over this one man or this one thing will happen to you that at the point where we say people are not even recognize you again. Like right now, you look like a mad person. Literally look like a mad person. And even though my mom can be brutally honest at times, because for me, I will find better wording because he literally tell us that you look like Chris Uma.
Wow.
Like you say, you look like Chris Uma right now. And also this person, Asabi, so I don't know how you need to do it, but you need to like move on from this, whatever is it that you go through. And I think what I learned from that is people tend to wallow in the pain. Oh, this don't happen. Now so me life for day now. Like and just go down at that circle, they turn. If I not say time they fly by without even knowing.
Yeah.
This happened in 2020. 2021 went by. She didn't do anything. She was just wallowing in her pain. A whole 12 months, 365 days passed her by.
Yeah.
And now it's 2022. We are how many days? 19 days into January already. Before you lucky eye open and just and go say Christmas back, we don't begin put Christmas. So are you going to wallow in your pain and let years by the time you pick yourself up again? It's like you don't even have that much years. Your health don't deteriorate. You don't have anything much to offer. Next thing, probably if I believe for 50 years, you don't cut them short.
Yeah.
And then you die, and then probably you left your family then panda waiting and calling. Even my mom was like way more too honest the way people do what they. But I think that's a learning process right there. We all go through disappointment.
All of us.
Until we explain don't see us in the studio house to be big English. We all have our problems. Our lives are not picture perfect. Our lives are not picture perfect.
Indeed.
By the end of the day, we just learn how to pick ourselves up and continue for try.
Indeed. And sometimes like you say, no point crying over spilled milk.
Thank you.
Like where the milk don't toy. Imagine, hey, this milk it don't away. Hey, this milk it don't scatter. You just talk no more, but this milk don't away now. What you can do?
What you go do?
So now with man, they say there's no point in crying over the spilled milk because there's literally nothing you can do.
Absolutely.
Not cry over something where you not get no control over.
Yeah.
Just pick yourself up and move forward.
Thank you.
It's as simple as that. It can be difficult emotionally, psychologically, but you have to find that spirit within you to just pick yourself up and move on. If not, like you say, you go to wallow, you they cry bitterly every day, like you they mourn.
Right.
It's mourning. You're crying and mourning all day, every day, and it's not healthy for you.
And look, just like how you say, opera, right? That's something that is very, 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 very hard to recover from.
Yes, it is.
It's very hard to recover from. But look at today. Oprah Winfrey don't touch the millions of life what he touch. Had she been wallowing in that self-pity, had she not like made peace with the fact that, okay, this happened, okay, I went through it. I'm back okay. But now waiting I able to do for turn my story around and make sure say countless women they wait and day with me, wait and like they listen to me.
Yeah.
Self-pick courage for me own for my own life lesson. And she did that. And now when it comes the most influential people in the world, not just a woman, but influential people in the world, Oprah Winfrey
Day always come up.
always the top 5.
Yes.
So probably not the next Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, you don't know. Or something you already not Oprah Winfrey. You just not tell me.
It just
if you that for can give gifts.
But that's what we talk about because we need them for COVID.
Indeed.
So
if you want to be part of the show, please call us on 088-971-971. The discussion today, you force disappointment or the first big mistake where you make. Share your experience. Tell me what you learn from that experience day. What you go tell other person for letting not go through the same problem. And, just share your story. Sometimes you go inspire somebody. Like yesterday, we get one woman from Kabbalah, right?
Oh, no.
The story we tell it inspire a lot of people. Maybe they listen.
Yeah.
And so, sometimes you don't change how somebody they think about something.
Right.
So it's good for you come on the show and share your own experience. Okay. We look forward to that. We get some messages them on Facebook. Moses Amara says sound check. I'm not sure what that means. And then is Prosper K Banks says good morning guys, lovely topic. The Mami Iyai says good morning guys, the Mami Iyai celebrity life too sweet. long title. And he also says nice show. And then Prosper Banks just sent another message. He says, well, the general big mistake in life I realize is depending on other people. And God says he will never leave us, neither disappoint us if we only believe in him. Even though we are human, we are not perfect. It's true. Yeah. Some of our disappointments do come through people.
Right.
Especially people that you expect a lot from. Yeah. Like for Oprah, the family member that disappointed her was supposed to protect her,
Right.
supposed to guide her,
Right.
was supposed to be there for her, but he misused his power of authority over her. And there are other examples
There
as
are
well.
other examples. Even Maya Angelou, I was reading her book and her story, and the person will actually abuse them as well is somebody that she and her family and her mother trusted.
Yeah.
So disappointment not only come from Yusuf and with you, I think it mostly come from other people. But as well, we need to recognize that we do make mistakes sometimes.
Yeah.
And the mistake on your part was putting your whole expectation,
Yes.
your whole trust. I feel like the only person who for trust in this world 100% is God. Second to that is yourself. Because you know what you can do and what you not can do. Putting your trust in somebody else. People are not reliable. Me, I can tell like everybody leaves eventually.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way when I thought my dad was immortal. I thought my mom was immortal. And never occurred to me one day they would just up and leave, you know, whether it's willingly or unwillingly. And at the point in time when my dad died, he was like, oh, I want all my family together. Like he was ready. You could see that. And that happiness was in there. But then life was like, nah, your time is up. And boom, he went away. And that made me realize like, okay, everybody leaves, whether they want to, whether they don't want to.
Yeah.
So one thing you need to do, you need to rely on yourself, just you. It doesn't necessarily mean say, okay, you know, for trust other people. You trust them, but you don't place all your expectations on that person.
Exactly.
The only person who puts all your expectations to now God, because literally anything what you want, it must give you. That's one thing people. I don't feel like people. We're making people look at my looks and be like, do you pray? I'm like, you have no idea.
What does prayer look like?
You have no idea.
Yeah, those are some of the judgments.
Yeah. People like I there was one time I was looking at the time and I was looking at the person, I looking at the time, I looking at the person. He was like, what's that? I'm like, oh no, I just want to wrap up. I need to go pray. He said, you did pray? I'm like,
yeah.
Are you kidding me? You have no idea how much like I am close to God. Like how much I believe in prayer, how much I believe in God. Like my faith and your faith cannot be compared.
Yeah.
And you don't have to judge that by my looks. For me, I believe 100% in God. And I believe like God like literally is always there and always comes through no matter what. And sometimes it's not what you expected. And at this quote I see on Facebook, I think it was on Instagram where you say, what you want is not waiting God to give you. And what you need, not either give you. So probably you might want an iPhone 7, and God said, nah, that's what iPhone 7 this person need.
Na Nokia.
In a Nokia, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know why you need that Nokia. Probably you get this iPhone, you go work in a dangerous area, then go see you, they arm you. Just because they see you hold the phone, they work because of the phone, they arm you. But at that point in time, if you work in the same environment, you hold a Nokia, what's inside, you're like, not so waiting and go. It don't save you from something.
Yeah.
But you know they see that bigger picture there. You only focus on what I want, what I
Not
want.
give me what I want.
I want. So me now I just take it. If I want an iPhone, I don't get an iPhone, I get a Nokia 2 Plus. I'm like, but that is hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
So you want this particular job. Let's say I go apply for the job power one. Probably you are not meant to work. Probably you're meant to own your own business. You know. So if you not get that work, and so the disappointment that comes from that not having that job will lead you to say, you know what, like go start my business, and God bless you through that business day. So you don't see.
It's true.
Yeah.
Indeed. I have another message from Henry Musa Morsey. It say, good morning, presenters. I'm really enjoying your program this morning. I'm a victim of always making mistakes and blaming others. I'm inspired by your message this morning and now decide to always accept my mistake and move on. Moreover, I ask for mercy. I pray I never turn back to such mistakes. May God bless you guys. Oh,
amen.
Thanks, Henry.
Thank you.
We're happy that we're able to inspire you this morning.
Right.
And just like you say, we're all victims of making mistakes. And some of the things that we would learn, now that's just accept, say yes. Na me do one.
Right.
Where you begin that side first, you're able to fix most of your problems them. And then the second part where you say, ask for forgiveness.
Right.
Simple. God, they listen to you always.
All the time.
The camera saying, now about we 8 billion, but that is small. Ideyeri all.
Like he listens, he pay attention to you.
Yes.
So the number again is 088-971-971. In case you just joined me, a very good morning to you. This is not the Breakfast Mix on Radio 55 on 97.1. We wait for you call, but before we do that, we'll go for a music break. When we come back, now for call Rio, the number is 088-971-971, and make sure you share. Even if you did shame for talk safe, we do on WhatsApp as well. You can send me your voice message. We go play them. Yes. You can send me a text message, or you can call me on WhatsApp just in case it costs you for do cross call and we don't get a call.
Good morning.
Oh, we don't lost that call already.
Ebo.
We don't lost Anjin. But we will go for the music break, and when we come back, we'll wait for your calls. So stay tuned. Stay fried.
Friends, families, and loved ones out of airtime, and you need to send them some from your AfriCell line? It's easy. Dial *121#. Enter the amount you want to transfer, then enter the receiver's number. Press 1 to confirm. You'll receive an SMS notification confirming your transaction. Cost per transaction is 225 leones. It's that easy. AfriCell.
I woke up this morning and say, Papa Cushel. I looked all around me and say, Papa, you picking the seems like no one's around, but you know me watching the report. Yeah, I'm holding on to you because now you know me better. Oh God, you fever what a size stone, you big pass at batter stone, and the side I go, you right there with me. Could you, my could you? Papa, you big oh. Touch the apple of his eye. Yeah, I just wanna be Daddy Garden Boy. Yeah, under the shadow of his wings, I would rather be. I'd rather be. The shadows, I'd rather be. Oh my, I'd rather be under the shadow of a big God. I'd rather be.
Whoa, yeah. Nah, nah, nah. Somebody's burn. Oh, yeah, yeah. Somebody give them the fire. PT baby, not the tire. One of them for the winner, but I just take pen, write you blessings one by one. Wicked. Sister patience, see this life not turn by turn.
If it don't happen today, go happen tomorrow. Put smile on your face and forget but you sorrow. Walk and be patient, hold on and never let go. Put God first, one day you said you go must go. Why you they underrate yourself? When are you for motivate yourself? Brother, appreciate yourself. Why you they underrate yourself? Brother, motivate yourself. You for appreciate yourself. And I want it for sure. I'm a winner. All of me man, them now winners. Oh, my ass, so we now winners. Sing with me if you now winner. We now winner. Just family now winners. All of me man, them now winners. Sing with me if you now winner. We now winner. I said me mama now winner. I said me papa now winner. Sing with me if you now winner. We now winner. All of me fans, them now winner. Oh, my we now winner. Think we win, you now winner. If I say you wake up this morning, yeah, you now winner. I let you go about ya for sell you game. See some you now winner. Yeah. Let you single, you decide, yes, you now winner. If you don't pray for me, can you still don't get there? You now winner. Oh yeah. They say me body define. I tell them say me which man don't die. Every day I just smile. Now the blessings of God, I'm a winner. All of me man, them now winners. Oh, my ass, so we now winners. Sing with me if you now winner. We now winner. Just family now winners. All of me man, them now winners. Sing with me if you now winner. We now winner. I said me mama now winner. I said me papa now winner. Sing with me if you now winner. We now winner. All of me fans, them now winner. Oh, my ass, so we now winner. Think we win, you now winner. They say me body define. I tell them, say me which man don't die. Every day I just smile. Now the blessings of God, I'm a winner. All of me man, them now winner. Oh, my ass, so we now winner. Sing with me if you now winner. But I just take care. Write your blessings one by one. Sister patient, see this life not turn by turn. If it don't happen today, go happen tomorrow. Put smile on your face and forget but you sorrow. Walk and be patient, hold on and never let go. Put God first, one day you said you go must go. I'm a winner. All of me man, them now winners. Oh, my ass, so we now winners. Sing with me if you now winner. We now winner. The victors we now winner. Mr. You is a winner. All of me man, them now winner. I'm a winner. Some boy bit is a winner. Kagbo family now winner. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up.
My name is Bala Amarasekaran. I'm the founder and program director of Takugama Chimpanzee Sanctuary in Sierra Leone. The sanctuary was established 24 years ago, mainly to rescue and rehabilitate the orphan chimpanzees. But over the years, we realized that was just addressing to the symptom. There are wider issues that we need to find what are the drivers behind all these orphan chimpanzees coming to Takugama. So we started working with the government and the communities, and we came up with a solution that we need to do a lot more in the wild. We need to start looking at the species, not about the number of chimpanzees that have come to Takugama. So we started working along those lines, and over the years, now we have become a renowned conservation organization within the country, and we are trying to address this problem through various means. The law enforcement and the rehabilitation component, the welfare of the animals, that is one side of things. But then again, we are very much into research and development, because without proper science, without proper conservation research, you cannot really understand the problems. Then that means you cannot mitigate. So because of this, we formed three components within Takugama. One is the Takugama Outreach Program, the other one is the Takugama Environmental Education Program, and the ecotourism component. And the first one is mainly the conservation research is based on, at least it's trying to address communities' needs and to see what are the problems, what are the drivers behind all these destructions, why these chimpanzee populations are dwindling all the time. Sierra Leone still has about 6,000 wild chimpanzees, and this is critically endangered, the western chimpanzee. And this is something needs to be protected. And this is why Takugama is forever. We think it's not enough by just being at Takugama and addressing these issues with orphan chimpanzees. So the outreach program is looking at working with communities, looking at community forests, how to protect the catchments, how to protect the water sources for these communities. And also we have forestry programs with the communities, also looking at sustainable livelihood projects, whether it's agriculture or livestock, health and hygiene. These are all issues we need to be constantly addressing. In a poor country like that, without that human involvement, we cannot practice conservation. That is one of the reasons we started working with the communities and looking at biomonitoring done by the communities themselves. And the other thing is, if you start looking at wild places and areas that needs protection, you need to create value for this place. People don't get it. People don't understand why you need to protect this. They look at an empty forest as something they can just go and plunder. And ecotourism component addresses that, because with these small communities we can create some spaces around them where they tend to value. They think there is because ecotourism feeds in some resources back into the community. And through this venture, Takugama is a model. At the moment, part of our being, sustaining Takugama, the resources is also coming from the ecotourism component. And at the moment, we are trying to replicate this in some other areas across Sierra Leone. The other thing is the education component, because you need to catch them young. So we work with lots of schools across the country, and also we work with communities across the country. We are also very active in the media, both print and the social media. And this also takes us to another level where we will be able to network with similar organizations that are addressing environmental issues. And we can also take that to another level by providing advocacy and giving voice to some of these issues. So that is the education side of things. But all this cannot be done in isolation. This is why we need everyone's support, because what stops us is basically resources. We can do a lot more. Takugama has the vision, we have the courage, we have the passion, but I think we need more people to come in. We live in a global society now. It's not about you and me. Whatever I do here is going to affect you there, and whatever you do there is going to affect me here. So we all need to think alike. We need to think it's a family. And Takugama is no more a sanctuary. It's a movement. And we really, with open arms, we are welcoming all of you to come and join this movement. And I think that's where we can make a difference together.
You know what listeners like about our station? It's everything! Radio Fry Fry.
And yes, we are back again. That was a long break. Well, we are back here again on Radio Fry Fry 97.1, The Breakfast Mix with me, Kamara, Sarah Kamara, and
Brigitte Dalton Sisse.
Yes. Remember, you can be part of the conversation. The number is 971-971. If you're not able to call we, you can also call we on WhatsApp or send me a message on WhatsApp, or you can engage with live on with Facebook page as we did live day right now, or you can send me a message on Messenger, and be rest assured so go read them because your contribution very meaningful to us.
Yeah.
And today you're on topic now dealing with your first disappointment, first mistake where you ever make. So it's perfect day also for engaging everyday reality conversation. And also one more for the talk inside the studio every day. We talk. Yourself, you don't talk one very important to this program. So now for call we on 088-971-971 and make your own contribution.
Indeed. And you have some tips for us.
Yes. And where you don't make you first, where you don't make mistake. I get 12 tips them now, so way for help you for how you for go about for forgive yourself. And first thing first is for focus on your emotions where you they feel. Especially where you don't go through disappointment or don't make a mistake. The thing is able pinpoint like what emotions. Ooh. We're having a call. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and side the call from, please?
I'm Samari saying that I call from Bo.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys.
Okay.
For this wonderful contribution that they make. It's a great motivation that they give out. Unfortunately, I'm not able to share my experience where I don't get due to one reason or the other. But the only advice I can able to add to what they say, if only you have to experience a happy life, a life full of joy, you get for cut down one green to win an expectation. Cutting down your expectation can help you greatly for excel and be happy. Because like we find out say whenever you work for you get now also you man. Whenever your expectation being high enough, the day they disappoint you, you feel disgusted. You go say, I'm not going to expect this, I'm not going to expect this from you. But whenever you cut down your expectation, that anything where they happen, it is say I'm simple say about this I can work on that. And this it don't happen. I can able to say and say no, I can get the headway. But as soon as your expectation they down, you say, oh no, this person here, now this is the highest person. I'm not expect this for to happen. This person not gonna do me this the day and they do you. If you don't be careful, you will nearly want to take your life. So that's not the only advice I can give because I don't go through it now. I don't go through it many times.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And I think even Brigitta mentioned earlier, say the big expectations that we can get, it's necessary to like actually cut down on them because sometimes if whatever is the person or you yourself not able to fulfill those expectations, that's where the disappointment comes in. That's when all the negative emotions that we go through can come up and of course can slow you down. Some people rather than move forward from it, they will just focus on them. But I said 12 tips to forgiving yourself. One key important one for focus on your emotion. Before you can move forward, you need to acknowledge and process your emotions where you feel. It give you permission for recognize and accept the feeling. We don't trigger you and for welcome them, not shy away from them. Every emotion as humans is meant to be felt. Every emotion as humans, like it is meant to be felt. But people feel say the only emotions they person can feel now, we allow, we welcome now happiness. But anything we not so happiness, be like, I'm not supposed to feel this. But God give you the emotions and they for a reason. So accept those emotions, feel them, and if that's the only way you can able to move forward. And one thing is, a second thing, acknowledge the mistake out loud.
Yep.
Not shy away from saying them. Wait till you don't do wrong, you don't do wrong, you don't make the mistake. Acknowledge them. Acknowledgements can go a long way. The fact that you don't acknowledge them, you don't say them out loud, then you can able to block and this I don't do. Even I write if you write and done, then moving forward, you're going to say, okay, now this I don't do. I don't say, I'm not going to make this mistake again.
Yeah. When you're in church, when in Christianity, in Christian faith, they teach you that you should confess your sins.
Right.
Like you should say it out loud.
Right.
Because it helps. When you keep it in your mind, you find a way to like block it.
Right.
But when you confess your sins, it's actually you talking to the sin itself. Like, I know I did this and I know it was me. Right. And so that sin doesn't have power over you. Wow. Then the second thing is testimony, right? When something good, when you have overcome something and something good comes out of it, you're confessing that loudly to people to encourage them. You don't just keep it to yourself. So that's why it's good to say things out loud, like you're saying, or write it down, because you're telling that particular thing, like, you have no control over me. I'm fully aware that this has happened, or I caused this, or this happened, or whatever it is, and I don't want it to happen again, and I'm facing you like face to face. Yep.
That's great. That's great. I think that's a complete, simply, we don't simplify them.
Yeah.
And number 3, think of each mistake as a learning experience. Everything on earth, everything where you go through is meant to teach you something, one way or the other. So think of them as not the end, but a learning process or experience.
Indeed.
Trust me, whatever is mistake you don't make, you need to make again, go with moving forward, because you don't learn. And now you know waiting for do and waiting not for do. And another step is give yourself permission to put this process on hold. If you don't make mistake and it hard to actually put them out of your mind. I can say anything. It just sound like where you get a cut on your skin. You know what tell her one day say in 2 days I want you to make you well. No, it's a process. It takes time. So you know what I say? After 2 days, if not well, what you able to do himself?
That's it.
But it takes time for making that day heal. So it's the same way also emotions as well. It takes time for you to go through them, deal with them, not put them on hold. But just go through it, experience it, and by that healing they come and growth they come from that. And another point is have a conversation with your inner critic. I'm my biggest critic. I'm always putting everything I do under a microscope. I talk to myself, and if you see me now, if you didn't host, sometimes I'm in my room, you hear me talking. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm talking to myself. Me, myself, and I. We are having a conversation about what we are doing. So I do that all the time, and especially when I know say I don't do something terrible, and I try to talk to myself and make we go through them together, make we understand like what is this, what have we done, how can we correct it. And sometimes probably while they say I'm in my head, I'm not able to
reason out
properly.
Yeah.
So I actually voice it out to myself, probably staring myself at myself in the mirror, talk about it's good. That's my inner critic I'm having a conversation with, because and not how we see they do. Now your inner critic force they tell you say this is wrong, but sometimes we don't pay attention to it. But again, have a conversation with yourself, which is your inner critic.
Yeah.
And another point is notice when you are being self-critical. Like I said, we are our own worst critics, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
you shouldn't be too negative to yourself.
It shouldn't be too negative to yourself, and you need to keep them in check. So notice when you are being too critical of every single thing what you do. Not make you look like saying you want to get no more. They make mistake. We all they make mistake. The thing is, you talk to your inner critic for able to analyze and for stop yourself, not for do them again, but not just focus on, I not for do. So you already know, so you know for don't do them, but not focus on them too much, because at the end of the day, it could be detrimental to your mental health as well. And the second point is quit the negative messages of your inner critic. I think we'd already say which is not be too negative to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Take them as a learning process. And, moving forward, you need to get clear about what you want to do in order for you to correct the mistake that you have made, which is why it's very important for vocalize with the mistake where you don't make, talk with the inner critic, and then waiting at the step where you want for take moving forward. And another point is take your own advice. Sometimes it's easier to tell people somebody else what to do to take your own advice, like, oh yeah, this and this and this and this and this will do. But sometimes whatever you're saying, I feel like I can go process that. Has that ever happened to you? Like when you're advising somebody and you realize, oh my God,
I'm talking to myself.
Like I can go, so I'm like, I need to be taking my own advice, to be honest. And of course, quit replaying what happened.
I used to do that a lot.
Quit.
I do that all the time.
Quit replaying the tape. Like quit the love of drum. Now they go there back every single time.
It's traumatic, I tell you.
Like you have to go through all the emotions over and over again. You are moving forward. So just like, okay. And then you go before. Show compassion. Show kindness and compassion to yourself. It's important that we are kind and compassionate to ourselves. Be kind. The thing is the same way you go sorry for person. Hey, but that person na left hand a mistake, na me no mean am. How about you tell yourself again, say, na mistake, na me no mean am. Be kind. And as well, I think the final tip is seek professional help. That area can be very, very difficult in Sierra Leone because we'll not get,
enough psychologists.
But that's why it's good to have a confidant, a friend.
Yeah.
Sometimes just talking out loud about your problems. If you know that person call you, say, hey, I get problem. I feel like people like for dish out advice as soon as person call them. Oh, this something wrong. We're like, no, that's not so. No, begin criticize already. Sometimes somebody just need a listening ear.
Just for
like
listen.
I call you to say, I'm going through this. I don't need you to tell me blah blah blah. I already know there's an issue. I'm already feeling bad about myself. I already don't know. Say I don't mess up in ways that is like to the point that where I'm like judging myself. I'm in this state where I actually need for talk to somebody because that's what we all want for share with problem with anybody.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing for begin call people and you say, oh, I did it. But if that person pick up your phone or cancel, you say, hey, I don't get this. But the least you can do is even if you don't have any, you don't need to say anything. Just listen. When you don't listen, if you get advice then or you not get advice, just say, you can explain from your own perspective something where you don't go through just to make them feel comfortable. Like, oh, make them not say, okay, most of me one game they make mistakes, one game they do something stupid, or make them just like fine. Sometimes they just need where you don't talk. So my way you can don't talk to them. That talk no more where you don't talk about them.
Yeah,
it make you feel fine that it calm. At that time, inside they begin put things into perspective now as to what you for do next. But some man, person go talk to them. As he begin, whoa. For don't do that day. For don't make so. You back, you not try. You know this, you know this. I don't know, they put more pressure on the person. So the way the person comes, probably it mood been light a bit. But I saw they come out to you, they go.
Now it's worse. Added drama.
No, added drama. So let we just learn for be kind, not to just so we save, but so we people. And just like other, we call us say, make we learn for cut down on we expectation. The big one there. Maybe learn for cut down because not only when you're able to attain those big expectations, that's where disappointment comes in.
Indeed. I have a message from your favorite darling, Edwina Kamara. She says, nice one, darlings. It's great motivation coming from you guys. It teaches a lot. And then she said, Camry, you hairstyle, it get game. It get game.
Yeah, I love it though. It looks cute and very African, which I love. And I'm trying to get dread. The process is stressful. It's stressful, but it's cute. Thank you, Edwina, and thank you for always being part of the conversation.
Indeed. Some of the things that you were saying when it comes to disappointment, it is the expectation.
Right.
And if we really work on that, because when you look at a lot of like the tips around disappointments or, more around disappointments, it's always your reliance on somebody else.
Right.
Or you reliance on other things. Rather than you to focus on what is really important. Like, for example, let's say me and a person will get a particular health issue,
right?
But rather than I focus on what I need for do, I go ask all these different people for advice or for support, or I depend on them for like give me the answer what I want, and they're not able to give me the answer, so they feel disappointment, like nobody cares,
right?
Nobody is there for me. Because I get an unexpected expectation on other people, and it's not fair. Sometimes why they do that. And then when it comes to mistakes, I mean, we get different examples of mistakes, right? From all small to big, we don't do different things that we'll consider as mistakes. But most of the major mistakes that people then experience or can want to talk about, relationship is definitely one.
Oh yeah, that's a major one. That's a major one.
Like the right person, not the right person. Or say you get belay. You understand?
Not answer the belly.
Exactly. Sometimes it not happen the way how you been one time, and it don't happen now. So now biggest disappointment, even to yourself.
Right.
Because sometimes you don't tell yourself, say now until I get married, before I get belly, then the belly come like unexpectedly. You think like, wow, how do I even deal with this issue right now?
Exactly.
So they disappoint yourself and a mistake to yourself. And then other one, then like with your family.
Right.
Sometimes you mama or you papa, you get great expectations from them. Like I will be explaining about Oprah and everybody else. So then they're there for support you, for be with you, for provide for you. Like we get this long list. We get this long list of things that we would expect from them. Then when they don't match up to any of those, then you get torn away from them because you feel like, say, but you know they do what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And so then it cause disappointments. Then another situation in which you paddy them.
Right.
Sometimes when I start off on good notes, then you realize say you paddy they backstab you, they talk behind your back,
Right.
and you they tell and say and no be expect you
Right.
for do that. But some of the things that we've learned is just don't expect anything from anybody.
Just
expect that people will always talk at you,
Right.
talk behind you, they will harm you, they will do different things.
Right.
And then when people are good to you, it's more, I don't know how to explain it,
Mm.
but it's not something you'd expect.
Right.
Because what expect Mosaman for be good,
Mm.
then they cause most of the major problems then at the world because we disappoint ourselves all the time.
Right.
Some people then they as then look how then look not so then they, if that
Right,
makes sense.
right.
Like for example, if I give you for example, like how you appear like somebody who's nice, who's open, but then sometimes inside you don't get any of those characteristics.
Right.
So I don't set me an expectation of you
Right.
based on how you looks.
Right.
Then when I spend time with you, I realize say you're different.
Right.
So that make you not for set expectation.
Right.
Just like the person will tell you say, you they pray. In not set the expectation of waiting the person where they pray for look like.
Yeah.
And prayer, the person where they pray or prayer or person will get faith,
Okay.
not
Ooh.
get a particular outlook in life.
We get Ibrahim Sam from Kono. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Wait, Kenna.
Ichandechi, yeah.
That's what yeah.
Now Kono, I don't begin talk so.
I'm gonna say, I don't know really.
Mm.
Stop what you about because of
Mm.
the mind you look discharged too much.
Oh.
The 15 years accident.
Yeah, bro,
So I
sorry.
need to focus too much, but I will still participate.
Okay. Well, today we talk about disappointment and mistake where you don't make in your life.
Come again.
We will talk about disappointment and mistake where you don't make in your life, and how for forgive yourself and for move forward.
Yes, like look, man, can undergo a lot.
Right.
Because, you know, the man of somebody, you know, he like for ignore. There's
Right.
someone for sure
Mhm.
in feelings. They ignore a woman in front of that. Just name.
Mhm.
That's a romance. Maybe something you don't know how the man is feeling.
Right.
When romance and they reject you. That's my bad feeling where I get when I disappointment, I don't want to go to them. Yes. So that I make sometimes I can just keep cool,
Mm.
keep calm. Like I'm not in like for asking man too much
Mm.
because maybe the time you go feel for talk to her or say you go feel maybe not to respect, maybe the thing you just need them more in time or make una close together. So then
Right.
they ignore you.
Right.
And that's a big disappointment. They really wanna be in a corner. Human then they no man too much. They make the picture of too much and then the money
I
policy.
Okay. I think the woman in Akono they listen, and we go add we on to get to that day. Thank you very much for joining me at the station this morning.
Okay. Okay.
One of our dedicated listeners,
Oh, Ibrahim Loverboy.
Ibrahim Sam. Ibrahim is a lover boy, and the woman in Akono they stress sound like if una listen, please. Una let us stress.
Ibrahim, would they beg you?
Yeah, then una let us stress sound for we. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, you name and side the call from, please.
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel Bogi. I call from Kono.
Okay. Your contribution to this
Hello?
program. Yeah, your contribution to the program this morning.
Yeah, glad so much concerning this one, our topic when I discuss on disappointment.
Right.
Not to me, but say disappoint or don't go through disappointment. I'm a big sister and I'm somebody disappoint.
Okay.
There be in a relationship, somebody left farm. So we decide for take up another relationship, but we go on too fast and meet up the wrong person. They hopefully disappoint her back. So like which I don't learn from now. So this morning, I could tell my sister to explain to my men, may forget about everything and continue for keep the stress out of them.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. I don't learn so much from her.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for joining me.
Morning.
Okay.
Indeed. Like I said, I will give examples then. So I glad you wanted on the call. If you just tune in, this now Radio Fry 97.1 FM in Sierra Leone. We're located at 49 Aberdeen Street.
Johnson Street.
Oh my goodness me. 49 Johnson Street in Aberdeen, and we are also in 5 major cities: Freetown, Kenema, Makeni, and Kono, and we're reaching out to over 3.5 million people.
Right.
The topic for today is your first big mistake, your first big disappointment as well.
Yeah.
And we don't give beaucoup tips, we don't give beaucoup examples them, and now una self they call we for tell we. Myself go share my own personal one, but
Right.
not to me again, not through me own external person, but we go pick up this call first.
Mr. Wilson of Moritown.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Wilson.
How are you guys doing?
Fine, thank you.
Fine.
Thank you guys for today's topic. I mean, it's quite interesting. And in one way or the other, everyone in life, you obviously will experience disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously make some mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, I mean, one of the things I always have to know is that you learn from your mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You learn from the disappointment, the experience you get from it.
Mm.
So you don't repeat same mistake or get into same disappointment.
Mm.
However, what I always encourage myself, that I always tell people, that no one can encourage you than your own self.
Right.
Yeah.
You look into the mirror, you tell yourself you are worth it. You encourage yourself. You speak words of encouragement to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Then you move on. You learn it from experience. You pick your experiences from it. Again, one of the things that keeps me moving when I get disappointed, I tell myself it will expire. Nothing lasts forever. Everything has an expiry date.
Exactly.
That's how I work with. So no matter what I go through,
Mm-hmm.
when I get disappointed, when I make some mistakes, emotionally, you are human. You might go through, emotional trauma,
Mm-hmm.
psychological trauma. You
Mhm.
obviously go through. But tell yourself, this too shall pass. There is always an expiry date to everything. Some of us, if you reflect some of the disappointment you've gone through before, you ask yourself, are you here now? Remember how that moment, how you were traumatized.
Yeah.
Now you ask yourself. So I was really able to stand that moment, meaning that expired.
Right.
That is why God created. Sometimes you have to forget things. You don't forget. I mean, we lose loved ones
Yeah.
very close to us. They die, but with time,
Right.
we forget and we move on. Everything expires. Just encourage yourself.
Mhm. Right.
Just encourage yourself. I remember a story like a friend of mine who got pregnant and was so scared that the mom is going to beat her up.
Mm-hmm.
So she called, and then I was trying to encourage her, and I told her, something, go and face them. They will talk.
Yeah.
But how long will they talk? It will expire. As I speak to you, that baby is the father's heart.
Oh.
So that's life. Always tell yourself, everything will expire. It has expired. No matter what, it will expire.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Good day.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much for your contribution.
That is a salient point.
Yes,
That is
everything has an expiry date.
date.
It's true. I tell people that as well.
Mm.
It's just in a moment, and that moment sometimes it seems like it's so long. But when you get over that moment and you reflect back, you really question yourself, like, and evaluate, like, really, why did I think like I was going to die, or like this is the worst thing on earth?
It's just like when you are served breakfast, or you serve somebody breakfast, whatever
Yeah.
that person might be going through. So that first 3 days is the most difficult, the longest. So that 3 days may seem like 3 years.
I'm telling you.
You feel like you're
The
going
heartbreak,
365 days around the sun. And that's when people like this trend on social media, I'd be like, that pain is like you forget about the pain like when a year after, and then you look at me like, hey, but at that point, like that's the only thing
that mattered to you.
that mattered to you. And you
Mhm.
look at the time, you realize that you wake up at 12, and you look at the time, it's 1 o'clock, and you're asking yourself, how is time moving so slow? But time just to go as normal as it can go. But at that point, we're so focused on the pain and whatever is it that we're going through that we forget, say, at the same 24-hour all day, you can visit at 36-hour again. But everything, like Mr. Wilson said, has an expiration date. It doesn't matter how long. Nobody not going to talk forever. The pain not going to last forever. Even us as
Yeah.
humans, we have an expiration date. So
Yep. And when we're gone, it's like the wind. That's what the Bible says.
Yeah.
It's like when the wind passes by.
Yeah.
Those who remembered you in that moment, you meant something.
Right.
But generations later would never
Even
know
know,
that
unless
you even existed in the first
they
place.
stumble upon. I think that's why social media has. That's why social media has made it so impactful for some people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you upload pictures on the web, and the internet is forever.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you don't pass 10, 20 years,
They're still able to
they're
see.
still there. So if you have great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, they'll still go on social media and input your name
Yeah.
and be like, oh, that's my grandmother. Look at what she was doing
It's
in
true.
2021. Look at what she was doing. Oh, look at how she looked. And that's why when people tell me, oh, some people post a lot, I'm like, yes, let them post.
Yes.
They're leaving a print, like an imprint of their existence on earth. I don't do it much. I know my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren will be like, oh, grandma, what me they do? But, you know, I'm focused on other things and leaving a legacy or something.
Yes.
So I can remember for that. At least we all get where we want to be remembered. I think that's why I don't like it. I hate it, in fact. Hate is a strong word. It's a strong emotion, but I hate it because I feel like the internet is forever. And for me, I don't want to be in my deplorable state and be remembered for that 10, 20 or 100
Yeah.
years from now. So that's why I frown upon when people post like people in their state when they're like suffering before
Yeah.
they die.
Yeah.
I don't approve of that. Even when they're in the coffin and you take a picture of
Yeah.
it and you post it, I'm like, don't.
It's not respectful.
It's not respectful because if I am alive and I'm in a hospital bed, there is no way I'm posting that on social media.
Yeah.
So why would you want to do it when I cannot tell you not to? So these are also things. And if that person they in spirit they look you, they're shaking it like, don't do that to me.
Indeed.
But yeah, like I say, we all want to remember for something fun. We want our grandchildren to remember us for something fun. So
Yeah.
this is just a simple message out there.
Indeed. I have 2 messages on Facebook, under the comment section, on our live stream. One from Medrine Koroma. She says, "Good morning, ladies. Thank you so much for this initiative. You are really doing your best. Bravo."
Right.
And then Messi Musa King Lud says, "No degree for a relationship. What you face is part of your love." Okay. Then Moses Amara says, "You guys making the greatest impacts and high quality learning from your educative program through the media.
Right.
Fry is absolutely the best in SL." Thank you so much for those wonderful comments.
Yeah.
I was going to share my personal story, but before I do, just a reminder, you're listening to Radio Fry 97.1 FM. You can call us on 088-971-971 to be part of the conversation. 088-971-971.
Before you this person don't sending me a message for a long time ago. I
Okay.
think 25 minutes by 10 and I say, "Good morning, Queens. You guys are really amazing though, and you have brightened my day with your melodious voice and inspirational vibe. To be honest, I am really enjoying your program to the point that I want you guys to be on it for the rest of the day." From Joseph at Wilberforce.
Oh, thanks, Joseph. We appreciate that, and
Yeah.
we're glad that we're able to motivate you for the day. You know,
Right.
because we all have lots of different life problems.
Right.
If we list them out, we go there, we don't even know. But you know, it's good when we talk about these issues that we may seem as big, or for some people it's small.
Right.
But these are all experiences that we all can relate to.
Yeah.
We all share experiences in them, although the stories may be different, but the learning curve of it is the same.
Yeah.
Always.
Right.
With regards big disappointment, I guess. Like I said, it's not me per se, but it's through somebody else. My own mother, I believe, faced one of her biggest disappointments, expectation.
Right.
So she got married to somebody who was a foreigner, and he ended up like abandoning her
Right.
in like the most craziest place. Told her that he's going to take her to South Africa, and with the children, including myself.
Wow.
Packed bags, went to the airport, told her, "Just sit, wait for me. Let me just go check. Like, go check inside the airport," and never came back.
These are things that happen in movies.
I'm telling you.
To think that it happened
And
in
he
real life.
never came, till this day, he never came back.
Wow.
Yes, and I'm sure she faced, like, that must have been like one of the biggest disappointments. You know, like, imagine you've just gotten married to somebody.
Right.
You're going to spend the rest of your life with them. And you have hopes of joining them in their hometown.
Right.
And then they tell you to just sit and wait, just go check some information at the airport. you blindly sit there waiting for them, and then they just never show up.
Right.
That's heartbreaking.
Right.
Yeah.
That's devastating. Wow.
It's crazy.
I think I would have run mad for a year or two. And what don't put me in crazy at first, because I cannot imagine having 3 children looking up to you. You don't have a job, and then go left you in Alunga International Airport.
I'm telling you. The disappointment, and then of course later you'll be telling yourself like the biggest mistake I ever made was marrying that person. Right, you tell yourself that. But again, we've given you tips that yes, the emotion is there,
right,
but don't keep bringing negativity into your life, because sometimes there are things that you have literally no control over.
None whatsoever.
Because you know God give we all free will, and your own free will they mix with your own free will, they mix with other person. So the combination sometimes can be good, sometimes not so good.
Right.
And so that's why you just let things go.
Right.
Pray about it. Ask God to help you.
Right.
For let you find a new way.
Right.
For continue for live. And like some of the callers that don't say and like what we don't say back, it's just in a moment. And then the moments go past. But you know for make that moment they last long.
Right.
And we don't teach you say one quote today where they say not cry over spilled milk. Because once the milk don't to win and grown, we're not there again.
Right.
You're not able to ace up, pick her up. There's no way. So not ponder, they meditate on them, they mourn over this one particular thing that you literally have no control over. But instead, do things that you have control over.
Right.
I have control over my feelings.
Right.
I get control over what I have to think next.
Right.
What I have to do next. So work on those instead. And see how best you can change your situation.
Right. And I think high time people need for seeing whole life as a book. Some chapters end well, some chapters, they don't.
Yeah.
What's important, you flip the next page and go, okay, I begin in the evening or in the morning. But you're not going to make your life end by one chapter where you say, you get like a whole book unexplored, filled with endless possibility.
Yeah.
And if you just join me, this is Radio Fry on 97.1. This is the Breakfast Mix with me, Sarah Kamara, and
Brigitte Dalton to say.
And we topic today now your first big disappointment, first big mistake, and a quick recap. We don't give 7 points on how to deal with disappointment, and 12 points on how for forgive yourself. And of course, we don't get contributions from a caller, we get Connor, we get Mr. Wilson, of course, always, but your contribution are very, very much important to we. So now for call we on 088-971-971, or you can join we live on with Facebook and engage in our live comment at Radio Fry, or you can send your message privately, and we will make sure we read them as well. The time now 10:30 from we studio clock. We just get 30 more minutes until we say bye. So not wait until we don't already say 5 minutes so they pack up and you get call we. Now for call we 110 if you get anything for say. And once again the number now 088-971-971. And we get a caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Fine. Your name and who side the call from, please?
Oh.
And for call we on WhatsApp.
We'll answer.
But yeah, I think we all get disappointment for deal with, one way or the other. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, your name and who side the call from?
Omar Wai calling from Kono.
Okay. So it's not your contribution this morning to the program.
Actually, the contribution is great.
Okay.
Just plenty to think.
Oh God. I think Moki take this message. This say thanks to you, my sisters. We did get a caller again. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, your name and who side the call from, please. Okay. So your contribution.
No, I really admire and I just become very much concerned, and I did part of this one sensitization over the radio.
Okay.
You know, they teach more time, but the life high for live and very simple. And if you take the accident into consideration, they give long life. Because me yesterday and I celebrate my 60th birthday.
Wow, happy birthday.
We are very proud of, because forget the age there today, it's not very easy. And through then, after listening of radio, whether they sensitize you, but what did they happen at the wall, how it for take your life, don't make I get there age there. So yesterday I be even celebrate that day and I called picking the weather meeting and me say, or get that age there today, you know, very easy. You get for something you mind, you take life like saying how you meet her and how you get for left hand so that you will live long and you say go wish for say you will get that age where you say go proud of nice. So I'm very happy with the cover and with the program at the pan and I hope they will continue for me so that what I put them with the land one day or another day they will live long for more than this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And he sounds so healthy.
Yeah.
Wow. Happy belated birthday.
Happy belated birthday.
Wow, 60. And he sounds so healthy. I'm just considering the life expectancy in Sierra Leone.
It's very short.
And he made it through.
Yeah.
So they get Titus from Bo. Good morning, Titus.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, your contribution to the program this morning.
Yeah, well, I really glad I learned a lot from the discussion since yesterday and today. That kind of discussion I can do somebody in hope. Like sometimes some people they don't almost lost and hope. So like some others and testimony of putting how they live their lives today outside and they build up, you know. So seriously, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate everything they do presently.
Thank you.
You know, so you guys keep on, and God will surely bless you.
Amen.
Thank you very much. Indeed, that's why we're here to motivate you every day and tell you stories of everyday reality because we want to let Yusuf learn something, let Yusuf experience something from somebody else, and we want to let Yusuf share your own story and make Friday, yeah? We'll give you level platform for let you able to express yourself.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Bridget and others.
Good morning.
Yes, Happy New Year, the new station.
Same to you.
Yeah, but I just said I call from Magboka.
Okay.
Yes. I late for kind. I listen the headline of the topic.
Okay.
But I late for kind. You are land small part of family. It don't be a blessing to me now.
Okay.
But I'm curious for know one thing. I want to know if Madam Bridget will in the VOS back in. If now you get the line on transfer now, we now line at the Wi-Fi radio or other radio stations.
No, it's
Thank
me.
you. Thank you.
Okay. I'll just answer the question quickly. Yes, it is the same Brigitte from McKinney. I used to work there.
In radio
VOS, Voice of Salvation. And now I am here at Radio Fry Fry.
And he recognized you.
Yes, indeed.
That is so sweet. I think we get this one way say, thanks to you, my two sisters, for creating educative program, which always makes us acknowledge your sensitive advices that helps us to correct our mistakes. Continue your brilliant initiative from Awilo Wise in Kono, Kwaidu City, Tankoro Chiefdom.
Tankoro
Chiefdom. Well, we appreciate you all. We have another caller on the line.
Hello, good morning.
Good
morning. It's a call from Columbina, Sir John.
Okay.
Yeah. On our program is really educative. Now, a real counseling program. This particular topic here, I can put on a real counseling program.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, because like when people can share their past experiences that we they don't go through. If you say the listener, when something will don't meet you, you say, oh, this I don't know. This not the end of my lifetime. So from their stories there, when people they share their experiences there, you will not say with all challenges, all is not lost.
Yeah.
You don't go through. So that they will motivate you. We say this person don't go through the thing a day. Now so coping skill and coping styles there. He apply, he don't survive. He said, I get for Lana. From let me be able to survive. Like I able to stand strong against these challenges that we they are facing. Until like this in a program there, when I keep them up, thanks to now a blessing, I let the program continue ongoing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Aww.
You guys are so sweet. And they call you and they tell we say they enjoy the program. We're really, really appreciative of all on our comments there, all on our calls and one they send in, because we really stand for this. We want to let people then get free space for just express themselves, because sometimes we not get person for talk to.
No.
I did tell you difficult, and forget person where you trust. It can act sometimes for person where you able to trust.
Right.
Yeah, so a good way, with the creative platform, and like we say, we don't know you face. You can give a name. We don't mind. You can create a new character. We just want you to read the story where they come out from you, so that you're able to teach somebody else.
I get a very funny message, Naya. So we say the game get yaba. If you know say you radio station or get sensitive topic like Radio Fry, please now for pull on from promoter Schofield Salon Finest. The game don't get yaba. Oh my God. I think that's the new slang and it's so interesting. So the game don't get yaba. If you're not able, now for pull on. But thank you so much. Really appreciate Tuna being so supportive this morning.
Yeah.
I think that's why we're here. And sometimes we all need words of affirmation from other people. We tell ourselves, but it feels good to know that waiting we do now also gets an impact on the communities that we actually with the target. So
yes.
Thank you. And if you self just join, we want to join at the program, your number now 088-971-971. And today in your topic, now your first big mistake or your first big disappointment. So you can call me and share, your experience, what you go through and how you able for overcome them, and also for making able help other people and within they in a situation right now. We never know, somebody might be listening and they go through your own problem right now and in need a word of encouragement, and you calling might be as impactful as us being here in the studio.
Indeed. We're going to go on a music break, and when we come back, we'll continue to read your messages. Okay? We'll take this last caller before we're going to break.
Now flashy.
Okay, never mind. So we're going to go on a music break, and when we come back, we'll entertain your calls and read your messages.
Right.
Don't forget you're listening to Radio Fry 97.1, and this is The Breakfast Mix.
Yeah, Mix Plus. Now there's free data in the mix for you, plus voice and SMS. Get free 45 megabytes, 150 SMS, and 3 minutes talk time daily for 1,990 leones. 110 megabytes, 250 SMS, and 5 minutes talk time daily for 2,990 leones only. Dial *929 hash to choose from your preferred official Yeah Mix Plus bundle. Yeah Mix Plus. We mix it. You use it. Terms and conditions apply. To know more, call 111.
AfriCell, Norway Network.
I'm famous.
Yes, so famous.
Lord, I pray that one day go give me enemy way not too bad, oh. Enemy way go get me back with things fall apart, oh. Lord, I pray that one day go give me enemy way not too bad, oh. Enemy way go give me food way belly empty. Just look at them now. Them with the scatter you name the young the lock and up. Just look at them now. They want for make you drown, oh. Just look at them now. Then go they run around, go then to man just for put you down. Look at them now. They want for put you down, oh. Say God give me that good, that enemies. The one who will not get bad at. The one who will go get me back with things they go bad, oh. Say God give me that good, that enemies. The one who will not get bad at. The one who will go give me food when me belly empty. The man they not take a personal.
positive with a set strength. Before you watch your enemies, watch your best friend. But that don't make them not the good and just the went. Positively, I'm influential, I no begging for rates me. I they give it out the ones I saw the fans they embrace me. Backstabber them, a coward who da bond them for face me. Push, give me road, but no cancer for catch me. Like man sorry na laugh, but we sabi that style day. Crocodile tears, we sabi that cry day. Then they battle, then they bokobo, we sabi that life day. Sister, you will get by that, you just a waste your time. I don't care, I just live my life.
No matter where they do, it no go walk. No matter where they do, it no go walk. No matter where they do, it no go walk. No matter where they do, it no go walk. Say God give me that good, that's enemies. The one who no get bad at. The one who go get me back with things they go bad. Say God give me that good, that's enemies. The one who no get bad at. The one who go give me food when me belly empty. The man they not take a personal. The man they not take a personal. See I don't bust me head. The man they not take a personal. The man they not take a personal. Famous. Me I don't bust me brain. The man they not take a personal.
Zizi, Warrior! The place me a grow up, we never slow up. The place turn up whenever we a show up. My people show love, but them show love. Me star never dull, that's why me a blow up. When me a rated as a hip hop queen, but nobody can test for me dancehall thing. Never you come try test the screen, boss drop like me with a punch from the ring. So me a champion girl, you see me rating so high. Number one for the spot where me lyrics them a drop and make the people them go mad. So me a champion girl, you see me rating so high. Number one for the spot where me lyrics them a drop and make the people them go mad. Like me with a punch. Me with a punch. Me with a punch. Like me with a punch. Mountain. My song will make you high like you climb mountain. The haters and the vex and they backbite me, but I rise through the Almighty. Can't tell me nothing, then style they rotten. Pass them dead like cops in a coffin. Bad girl going viral, everything final. Genuine style, nothing made in China. So me a champion girl, you see me rating so high. Number one for the spot where me lyrics them a drop and make the people them go mad. So me a champion girl, you see me rating so high. Number one for the spot where me lyrics them a drop and make the people them go mad. Like me with a punch. 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 Sound the alarm, bad girl, me so hot, can't find me no match. You already know that. And if them come test me, I give them knockouts, no doubt. Me shut down when me roll out. I'm blazing the trail, them all follow me. Kill them with the vibes, giving them the melody. They want copy me style and I me they wanna be champion girl. There will be no other me. Be a champion girl, you see me rating so high. Number one for the spot where me lyrics them a drop and make the people them go mad. So me a champion girl, you see me rating so high. Number one for the spot where me lyrics them a drop and make the people them go mad. Like me with a punch. Me with a punch. Me with a punch. Me with a punch. Like me with a punch. Me with a punch. Me with a punch. Me with a punch.
Don't tell we man they wait. Sweet music we don't create. Some man them no appreciate too. Mama tell me not for it. Jehovah must open the gate. Now they see we then they hate too. Oh, he don't tell the way to. Papa God open gate too. Plenty money man they make too. I got friends that they calculate too. Now wait too. But when I give me the chance, make we rock this party. Now wait too. When I give me some space, make we make this money. Now wait too. But we want give people good music for shake them body. Now wait too. This table on turn. Now wait too. Yeah. Back in the days, them me sign way. Later man, them begin criticize we. They no be no say God get him plan me. Plan me, God get him plan me. Say much a man not to God where some of you want to we suffer and die pan shame. And once that God now we make her. Once we trust him, we not go ever end pan pain. And I believe in his words, yeah, yeah. And I in love don't keep it struggle every day. Oh, he don't tell the way to. Papa God open gate to. Plenty money man they make go. My girlfriends are the calculator. Now wait too. But when I give me the chance, make we rock this party. Now wait too. When I give me some space, make we make this money. Now wait too. But we want give people good music for shake them body. Now wait too. This table on turn. Now wait too.
Yeah, so far, yeah, not be Lily. Not only Papa God know the reason. Are you the drum, the trouble, they love you. And you get used to the meaning. And they batter the clock still like a Dr. Outlaw. Okay. If you see the music sweet, not the way they for down, the way they sit down, the way they live down, boy. For this is all about reality. My dad they do them best still they know they see there. The one the way they got Bakuna Sina, then they get it top label, then at the country they know they see. Yeah, we don't need patience and they watch. Now not the 10, we go give it 10 man and starch. We go begin 10 man and the 2 not and stocks. If you ask the only bars, you get flow, go make bash. Yeah, we just the in for the big cake. All that bubble man and go to twist face. Baby, see now he, this not big case. Cause now we get the lottery for me, baby bro quest. So taste, whoa.
Now wait too. But when I give me the chance, make we rock this party. Now wait too. When I give me some space, make we make this money. Now wait too. But we want give people good music for shake them body. Now wait too. This table on turn. Now wait too. Papa God open gate to. Plenty money we dey make go. A conference we dey calculate. Now wait too. But when I give me the chance, make we rock this party. Now wait too. When I give me some space, make we make this money. Now wait too. But we want give people good music for shake their body. Now wait too. This table on turn. Now wait too. Yeah.
You know what listeners like about our station? It's everything! Radio Fry Fry.
It's in my head, so if you see me not Twitter, they say it's everything. Now where I come up from.
Indeed. So we just had a couple of songs. One from Famous featuring Stasi, Good Heart Enemy.
Right.
Interesting title, Good Heart Enemy. And then the other one about Style Z,
Right.
Champion.
Right.
And then the last one with Just Play. Now by 441.
Yeah.
It don't take.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yes, if you just join we there every day on the Breakfast Mix. Mina Kamara, Sarah Kamara.
And Brigitte Dalton to say.
And of course, today you're on topic your first big disappointment and your first big mistake. And of course, we don't give you a tip on how to overcome, forgive yourself. People are not kind to make their own contribution. And yourself can join me and be part of the program on 088-971-971. Call and make we know how, what your big disappointment or whatever tip you get for help somebody way to go through their own disappointment or mistake when they're making, how they can able move forward and forgive themselves.
Indeed. And, throughout the show today, we've given our own tips on how to overcome the feelings that you get to feel.
Right.
And then also how to forgive yourself, right? We gave tips about that.
That's important.
Yes. And one of the learning curves on this discussion we don't get, now that some of the disappointments that we will face, some of the mistakes that we don't make, now just inside one moment.
Right.
And that moments they get for pass. So now make it fine for you forgive yourself, for let you find way for heal and for move on. Because you bound for make other mistakes then back.
Right.
We wanna man them. Just that we make conscious efforts, say, okay, that one why we don't do, I need to do again. But yes, it's all part of a learning curve.
Yeah, I think I will get a message now. You say, life is one crucial chapter that no one can get through easily, but it is obvious that if you leave it simple, it can inspire others to be good, perfect, and unique. You guys are just too amazing to pick out the hurdles and share it with us. Thank you for your emotional tips. They are applicable. Thanks for the emotional tips. They are applicable to life, from Joseph at Wilberforce. Thank you, Joseph, for your contribution and for highlights Dandy. We just get 7 more minutes and it's bye time, but we still get time. Make you back day pass of the program. The number is 088-971-971.
Yes, and sometimes me I can talk to a person where they go through issue or they face some sort of a hurdle.
Right.
I can say that life not get rule book.
No.
And the day where they live today, you not ever live on before.
Thank you.
So every day is new. So that expectation where you get,
right,
you don't need forget them, because every day is brand new.
Right.
You not ever live this day, not ever exist before. It's a brand new day. So don't feel bad about something. Don't feel like, I don't do this, I don't. But how can you when you've never lived today before?
Right.
They're able to overcome the mistakes.
That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
It's like you're starting, or it's like a reset button.
Yeah.
You get a day where they start fresh, and it's up to you to correct your mistake. But it's either you start afresh, get rid of the mistake, or you take them back out with time into this day. So the choice basically na your own.
Yes.
But it go nice to make you start time because you never leave this day. I love that.
Indeed. So if you get your own life lessons, then what you want to tell, we call we on 088-971-971 to be part of this conversation.
Right.
We don't get boku tips them, right?
Right.
From different people.
And that man from Kono say, life. Now so you get for left life.
Yes.
You live you left and now so you no need for worry but waiting.
Exactly.
They happen to live the life like say now so you get for left because nobody never left planet Earth alive. Like we all must taste the bitterness of death.
Yes.
As scary as that may sound, but that's the harsh reality of our existence as humans. So be kind to yourself in this journey. And just like Brigitte say, you not ever leave this day before. It's a brand new start.
Yes.
So it all depends on you. Are you going to focus on your disappointment, or are you going to make the best of today?
Make the best of today.
Right.
Now we on tips to you.
Yeah.
And no, they cry over the same things over and over. Now we encouragement that to you.
Right.
It don't be. You not get nothing for do. You not get no control over that. The only control where you get over waiting you to feel,
right,
and waiting you to think.
Right.
We don't talk say God give we all free will. So waiting me to do versus waiting camera to do go affect each other, but we don't know the circumstance in which it go affect. Would it get a caller?
Yeah. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, your name and where you call from, please.
Jacob Hill Station.
Oh, okay. What's your contribution?
I'm happy for this topic brought. disappointment.
Right.
And like me don't get the worst disappointment so far. We I will like for share out now.
Okay.
When I was in school, I was dating with a girl there, and you know now we don't say Valentine, Normal you buy cake for your partner and all.
Right.
So I bought up to 3 cakes, an amount of 60,000 euros.
Wow.
And I wrote all what I should write there, words of expressions, and I gave her.
Right.
On knowing that you can get somebody who will date with. But me are like a blind person, and me not a blind person, and in as much as that, we take advantage of a situation. On knowing say they can to the bubble, and the time, me and the bubble that we did in the same class. But they can't play with the bubble. They tell the people and say the normally can know. Then when you go now, you come back, you never say to me the council. I not ever know this until the day when the bubble can, he give the bubble the cake, and the bubble I can feed you the cake back. He say, that's what? He say the cake we buy for that is in high school. That is in the university canal. You like blind person, you know, fit forget any woman. So I've been just a confirmed something now. See, they will come to the bubble, you can't play with them, then you go, you let see the canal to me. So that day I was like frustrating. I left school earlier on. I left school and I came home, and but I was asking my colleagues that cool me down and all. So me a disappointment. It was very, very. But he didn't come back and apologize. He won't come back to me, but I did not be agree because I'm not been trust him again. So I say, so if you come back in your life, you go continue to do this kind of hindrance to me.
Right.
I'm not been waiting for because me I blame person, and I'm not going to wait there for do next.
That's true.
In as much as I know the see, they take advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
So, but thank you very much for bringing these programs and making us to express our thoughts and our past, giving us that platform,
Thank you so much.
I love that Radio 55. I love you all, right? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Aww, he was heartbroken.
Some people are so horrible.
Yeah.
Like, how can you take advantage of someone's disability for your own? Like, if you don't like him,
just don't give him any attention.
Don't.
And don't give false promises or hopes.
Yeah.
We have a message from Isaac Usman on Facebook. He says, "Good morning, guys. I'm Isaac from Kissi. I was scanning radio this morning. Boom. This station comes up. I was really in love with this program. Very inspiring. Thanks a lot for your wise words." Thank you, Isaac Usman. From the East. Then we also have one of our regular listeners. He says, "Hello guys, sorry I didn't join you today. I'm not well. I'm not well, sorry. Suffering from typhoid and malaria. Remember me in your prayers." Yusuf Mosire Suma. We hope and we pray that you get well soon. Thank you for still thinking about us, even though you're not feeling too bright today. And we have come to the close of the program. It's 10:59 in the studios, and this is the end of today's edition of Breakfast Mix. And today's discussion, we spoke about first big mistake, and first disappointment. And we're not going to entertain any more calls or messages because we've come to the end of the program. But we're here again tomorrow.
Right.
And tomorrow's topic, I need to tell you. Now for wait till tomorrow.
And of course, if you feel like you get any more contributions for Mick, now for join the drive from 4. The drive. And they are from 4 to 6 with Alusain Bendu, aka Shine. So you can call and as well continue for making contribution, and it impacts the life of people out there where they tune into Radio 55 because hey, we they reach 3.5 million people.
Yes.
That's a whole lot.
Indeed. And we had a very good time today. I've been your host, Brigitte Dalton Sese.
And Kamara Sarah Kamara.
And see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Friends, families, and loved ones out of airtime, and you need to send them some from your AfriCell line? It's easy. Dial *121#. Enter the amount you want to transfer. Then enter the receiver's number. Press 1 to confirm. You'll receive an SMS notification confirming your transaction. Cost per transaction is 225 leones. It's that easy. AfriCell.
Let's go. Double Z, I got you. Samza crack twist. BTC WAF. Now this is my life no more. Hustle for the day and I'm so oriented. See me in the day and I'm so complimented. I stick to the basics. When I'm cool, let's bra. Except me brain sick. Man fly Uber. Stick to the lines. Never come across man Buddha. Now me one for me swag. Wear me a fuck. No care if you want shoulder. Now this is my life. Now this is my dirty. If he die, so go to bra. Now this is my got him. If you dey over, sing it there. If they breathe, now they breathe.
Now this is life no more.
If you get on my jeep, me look back taxi, was I rich?
Now this is life no more.
If you wear Air Max, me excellent, so as a block.
Now this is life no more.
Take am cool, no rush. Life will be simple, bruh.
Now this is life no more.
Make nail the hole with Nicky. Me I get you bonaya. Same life no more. When you die, it done. All man are 6 feet, bruh. Same height no more. More they use Google. Me they watch Koho. Same sight no more. Chinese life the wire. You they use prepaid. Same lights no more. You get Windows phone. Me I tell a game run I ain't go bone. You they call, so what's up? If you look things up at the WhatsApp. Life not life, forget about your wealth. If it's lost in the cash, we'll pay for your debt.
If you dey over, sing it there. You dey breathe, now they breathe.
Now this is life no more.
If you get on my jeep, me look back taxi, was I rich?
Now this is life no more.
If you wear Air Max, me excellent, so as a block.
Now this is life no more.
Take am cool, no rush. Life will be simple, bruh.
Now this is life no more.
It's fine, brother, I left that. Not take all Ibam, them man left gets. Not to pass she gets before I left gets. Watch night showers, me the left gets. I'm simple, that's the way I am. Don't snitch, give him a better end. Na me one, na me corner. The guy clean one gin, take chair, watch me na stunner. Cool, yes, not the bonum. I do want to find you, smell sense, na you go mona. I'm Hollywood, I make things clear. Knock me beggar, you go run by beer. If you dey over, see me there. You dey breathe, now they breathe.
Now this is life no more.
If you get on my jeep, me load back taxi, was I rich?
Now this is life no more.
If you wear Air Max, me excellent, so as a block.
Now this is life no more.
Take am cool, no rush. Life will be simple, bruh.
Now this is life no more.
But the balance counts. Watch out on every moves you make. Same life, same judgment. Chana boy, I see you. Same life no more. BTC WAF click. Next generation.
Been 10 over 10 again. Solo. Okay, let's go. Listen. Boutique or Butupik. Every morning I'm up on my mission. Ilekataya tete, I never go sleep on my vision. Music is not just something that I do on a weekly occasion. So don't be surprised if I step up the stage while the fans are on standing ovation. Watch, party, not up on business, please. Don't take it personal. If DJ Rampage is still functional, leaving him on the deck is not optional. I want for put on me Benny and Kenan are playing for go international. So push gonna corner when you see me coming. Sign up precaution, this is professional. I know the care go me market na host. The mommy in money for come up. Elect the Santi map the host. The mommy in money for come up. I keep it so good with the business. Customer they knock na me do much. 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. The mommy in money for come up. It's a 10,000 charge, 10,000 last. Buy not buy some, you know what's the class. If you know one the thing for sky let you pass. Now so man them in the walk on the class. Albert's Academy, business is good. The student the part who believe me I would. Succeeding puts in this as high as I can. Except one with every you made me a man. See I'm the hustle, no laugher. Watch out, bus close, na designer, no patch and that pepper na table where they na abacha. Na in the giddy a Roma na basha. Shout out me man and a cabi a loss. The work not funny, you carry a lot. Progress a process, you see the results. So can we go, are you ready or not? I know the care go me market na host. The mommy in money for come up. Elect the Santi map the host. The mommy in money for come up. I keep it so good with the business. Customer they knock na me do much. 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. The mommy in money for come up. The mommy in money for come up. The mommy in money for come up. I'm I'm the man, as a result of my team. The grinding is nothing but fun. I can't go to sleep, as a result of my dreams. The music is second to none. So solo go alarm me in the morning for ready for bust up the final recording. Never they grumble, me practice session is crazy and louder than when I'm performing. It's not easy. I take all the shit. I open me yesterday and talk all the shit. Like I say, I dey among, I take on the beats. Me not granny begin where they take on the skits. Benjamin mentally judge. D and me, I'm not in the arch. Above the law, so nobody go judge. So when you see me, you know you for dodge. Because I know the can't go me market na host. The mommy in money for come up. Elect the Santi map the host. The mommy in money for come up. I keep it so good with the business. Customer they knock na me do what? 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. The mommy in money for come up. The mommy in money for come up. The mommy in money for come up. I know the can't go me market na host. The mommy in money for come up. Elect the Santi map the roast. The mommy in money for come up. I keep it so good with the business. Customer they knock na me do what? 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000.